Hey, it's your brother Van Silk. Listen. Tyre Nichols, who was savagely murdered by gang members in blue uniforms in Memphis, Tennessee. Today's not the day to show footage. It's to talk about his going home, his eulogy, his memorial service, his funeral. But after we get past this, because I don't want to take the message off of him, there's a lot of problems in Memphis. And let's just start looking at the police chief, Sharpton, who was in Atlanta, who got demoted for covering up some things, some cases in Atlanta. From Atlanta, she went to Durham, North Carolina. And now she's in Memphis, which still, young Dolph murder is underneath her watch, along with a lot of the other stuff that's been going on in Memphis, Tennessee. Now, this whole unit that was put together, it ain't the first time these guys did it. It's just the first one that brought attention to it on a national scale. These guys been doing this more than one time. Trust me. You can look at them and tell. But I don't want to stray away too far from what's going on in the world. Black on black crime, police brutality, and everything else that goes along with what we are dealing with. I'm here to say, not to excuse the background, that I get real upset when I hear our people talking about, oh, it's always Al Sharpton and Ben Crump and all the same people. They always show up. Listen, man, I want to ask one question. What are you doing in your own community? Reverend Jesse Jackson, Andrew Young, those who's been around have gotten older. And you should appreciate Al Sharpton, who do, no matter what y'all want to say, even if you're having a church, you take donation. How you think a man move around? Where's Van Jones? It's like, it seems like the black community activists, y'all fighting for what? Ben Crump is the lawyer. There should be more black lawyers. I 100% say so. But if the family are going to him, so be it. Because you know one thing? You have a lot of black lawyers out here that won't give their time because they're not activists. They want the bag. What I want to say right now is, here's the family speaking at Brother Nichols' funeral today, and I'll be right back.
Murder, my baby brother. You left me completely heartbroken. I see the world showing him love and fighting for his justice. But all I want is my baby brother back. And even in his demise, he was still polite. He asked him to please stop. He was still a polite young man. He always was. He asked him to please stop. And they did it. And that's why my family will never be the same. And I will just always love my baby forever.
Home Road is called. I'm just trying to go home. I'm just trying to go home. Is that too much to ask? I didn't break any laws along this path. skated across barriers designed to hold me back. I'm just trying to go home, where the love is loud and the smiles are warm, like the sunsets that come to me in the coldest of my storms. I'm just trying to go home. I hear the sirens, I see the flashing lights. The directions are clear. Black skin go left, blue skin go right. I'm just trying to go home. Don't I deserve to feel safe? Batons, badges, boots, bright lights against my face. I'm just trying to go home. Does anyone hear the pain in my cry? The struggle in my breath? God replied, come home, my son. Now you can rest.
We're going to hear now from his brothers James, Lazare, and Jamal.
How you guys doing? So, I'm planning to speak to you. I was just sitting there watching everything. My brother was really proud of his life. You know, my brother didn't live up to the normal black man. Basketball player, football player, rapper, he set his own path.
Yeah.
You know, he made his own life. He's seen the world way different than I've ever seen it. And when I sit here and look at the screens of the work that my brother has done, from the vigils, from people talking to me about my brother, I've learned so much about him. And I don't think people just tell me this or they tell me, but my brother really touched a lot of lives. He was a very solid individual. He was very peaceful. He was very respectful. And again, I've spent a lot of time away from my brother. And I wish that I would have it because I want to know the person that everybody else knows. You know, and 5 officers made that happen to where I won't ever be able to do that. So just being here just sucks. I'll never forget my brother. I'll never forget my Gemini team. I love you, and say stuff on the road.
Good evening. My name is James. My god brother is Tyre. It's not too much I can say that hasn't already been said about him from everybody. But I wanted to share y'all the story how he got his name up. My mom named, my sister Toya said earlier before, my mom named him, which was came from a movie called Silverado, when the characters in it, and she liked that movie. But she wanted to name me that. But she always kept that name in her back pocket for some reason, I don't know. Then 93 came, and our boy came, and she was like, here you go, Tyre. And I used to always joke with him, like, man, you keep messing with him, take my name back. And he'd be like, no, you ain't, that's my name. But it was how we said it. You know, he was 8, he was already knew who he was. Like, I'm Tyre, this is me. You know, and I always remember that when my little dude come in the house watching the cereal or watching Looney Tunes or something. But I just want to thank everybody for being here for us and, you know, showing love. But it ain't too much I can say that hasn't already been said about my dude. I just miss him and I love him. And this should never happen, you know? Thank you.
talked about a movie that Ron liked that I was not supposed to acknowledge him, but just wanted to come down and fly out with me and fly back. But he's here with us and wants to do something around this. Oscar-winning director, Spike Lee.
I got him.
Nobody has shown more strength and more dignity than Ron Wills. Ron Wills and Roger Wills have borne such pain for us. And they didn't want to speak, but I just think that we need to just hear them say something. This is their son. This is their struggle. And I know they're going to have weak days. Let us be their strength. Let's hear from the parents.
I'd like to start by saying thank you for everybody's support. This has been a journey that's not going to end here. It's just the beginning. We're looking forward to passing some bills. We're looking forward to getting justice for all the families over there.
That's right.
Not just this is a continuous fight that we have to fight for. We have to fight for justice. We cannot continue to let these people brutalize our kids. I have my siblings up here, my wife, and it's very hard for my wife. You know, this is her baby son, and it's nothing like her baby boy.
That's right.
When we got the news, it was very, very difficult. It was surrounded by lies, deceit, trying to cover it up. But as they say, what's done in the dark will always come to the light.
Uh-oh.
And the light of day is justice for Tyre. Justice for all families that lost loved ones through brutality of police or anybody. And I can't say enough about how this community, how this nation, and how this world has came together to support my family, to support my wife, and to support me. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
First of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out to pay tribute to my son. Tyre was a beautiful person. And for this to happen to him is just unimaginable. I promise you the only thing that's keeping me going is the fact that I really truly believe my son was sitting under the sign of God.
Yeah. Come on, Mama.
And I guess now his assignment is done. And he's been taken over. I want to thank Yes. I want to thank all the community activists for being there for my family. I want to thank the chief of police for acting swiftly, the district attorney, the state of Tennessee. I want to thank my lawyers, Mr. Ben Crump, and especially Kareem Ali. I just need whatever that George Floyd bill needed passed.
Yes.
Because there should be no other child that should suffer the way
That's
my
right.
son
There's no one.
and all the
No
other
more.
kids here
No more.
have lost their children. We need to get that bill passed. That blood is going to be on their heads.
Never had the plan. Never had the plan.
Rest in peace, brother Tyre Nichols. You know, as I was saying earlier, you know, to the people that attend his funeral today, Spike Lee, you know, Jamal Bryant, Vice President Kamalla Harris, Reverend Al Sharpton, Benjamin Crump. I don't know who else showed up, family, friends. But this is a serious problem that we have. Again, that gang in blue uniforms, you look at their picture, remember their faces. The funny thing about all this was, when this incident came light to the news, everybody is all over social media looking for views and clicks. This was important in our history. And I know Roland Martin can't cover everything from Roland Martin Unfiltered Live. While we do have the BETs and the VH1s, but what are they doing? The Young Turks, I got more respect for them than I have for those networks. You know, Roland is dealing with a whole lot of other stuff. He's independently, you know, Cash App, whatever you can do to send money to keep Roland Martin Unfiltered going. But I'm going to show this as many parts of the videos that I can get from Brother Al Sharpton's Instagram page, because we need to see this. We need more black unity. We need more black pride. And thank you to Brother Bakari Sellers for that nice piece you wrote replying back to Stephen Jackson. Stephen Jackson, my brother, we need your voice. These are the same people sitting here fighting for the George Floyd bill. Come on, brother. Come on, man. All you got to do is just show up. Yo, check out the rest of Brother Nichols' funeral eulogy with Al Sharpton and others. And this your brother Van Silk. Not in my house. Subscribe to my channel. I need the support. I ain't asking for no money. Just support, subscribe. And God bless everybody.
Let's kill him and throw him into one of the cisterns and say that a ferocious animal has devoured him. May God add a blessing to read in the book. this morning before dawn, I did what I often do when I come to Memphis. I went out to the Lorraine Motel. As a youngster, I joined SCLC, Operation Breadbasket. I had been a boy preacher in the Church of God in Christ.
Come on, come on.
And my mother was concerned when I was 12 that I was getting too involved in looking at activism and advocating power levels.
Yeah.
She took me to my bishop, Bishop F.D. Washington.
Yes, sir.
He said, I know what to do with him, and he brought me to Reverend William Jones, who led Dr. King's organization in New York, and Reverend Jesse Jackson. And at 13, the year Dr. King died, I was 13 years old. I became youth director of the chapter in New York. So it was my growing up in the King movement in the North after that makes me come to the Lorraine Hotel and look at the spot that Dr. King died. This morning I took my youngest daughter Ashley with me. And in all of the ice, I told the story about Dr. King. It came to Memphis to fight for garbage workers, city employees that had no safety. Two had been killed with a malfunction. And here we are, Ashley, 55 years later, looking at the balcony where Martin Luther King shed his blood for city workers, for black city workers, to be able to work in the police department, work in sanitation. And the reason why, Mr. and Mrs. Wells, what happened to Tyre is so personal to me is that 5 black men that wouldn't have had a job in the police department.
Bring it home, Rev.
Would not ever be thought of to be in an elite squad. In the city that Dr. King lost his life, not far away from that balcony, you beat a brother to death. There's nothing more insulting and offensive to those of us that fight to open doors, that you walk through those doors and act like the folks we have to fight for to get you through.
Whoa!
Police chief didn't get there by herself. People had to march and go to jail, and some lost their lives to open the doors for you. And how dare you act like that sacrifice was nothing. You ain't in no New England state, you in Tennessee. Where we had to fight for you. And you take that position and do what we saw, and then some of y'all got all this mess on social media. Let me tell you something.
Talk about it.
I don't know what you writing on social media. I know what I saw on the tape. And the tape speaks for itself. They never asked this man for his license. Never asked for the car registration. Snatched him out of the car and began beating him. Nobody mentioned nothing about no girlfriend. Nobody mentioned nothing about no wife. But they got to beat an unarmed man.
Come on, Red. Come on, Red.
In the city that they slayed the dream, what has happened to the dream? In the city where the dream laid down and shed his blood, you have the unmitigated gall to beat your brother, chase him down and beat him some more. Call for backup and they take 20 minutes. And you watch him and you are too busy talking among each other. No empathy, no concern. If you read the story of Joseph, when his brothers threw him in the pit, nobody came to help him. Like nobody came to help Tyre. Waiting on ambulance service that didn't show up until it's too late. What will happen to the dream? Well, we'll just tell them something else happened, but we are going to throw them in the pit. But I come to Memphis today to tell you the same mistake Joseph's brothers made is a mistake you made. You thought you threw Joseph in a pit. You thought you threw Dr. King's dream in a pit. But every time you throw something in a pit, God takes the pit and raises it up and changes the whole world. Let me be clear. We understand that there are concerns about public safety. We understand that there are needs to deal with crime. But you don't fight crime by becoming criminals yourself.
Come on, Reverend.
You don't stand up to thugs in the street becoming thugs yourself. You don't fight gangs by becoming 5 armed men against an unarmed man. That ain't the police, that's punks. Man said, I didn't do nothing. You kept on going anyhow. Why do they go ahead? Because they feel that there is no accountability. They feel that we are going to get angry a day or two and then we're going on to something else. But some of us do this every day. Some of us believe in the dream has to come true. Some of us are going to fight until we make this legislation happen. I don't know when, I don't know how, but we won't stop until we hold you accountable and change this. Why do we want to see the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act passed? Because then you will have to think twice before you beat Tyre Nichols. You think twice before you shoot at someone unarmed. You think twice before you chokehold Eric Garner. You think twice before you put your knee on Eric Garner's on George Floyd's neck. Because if you don't have qualified immunity, your wife will be telling you before you leave home, behave yourself. Because we will lose the house. We will lose the car. Behave yourself. Because our savings can be gone. You want to be a tough guy? Well, let's get rid of qualified immunity and see if you're going the same manners you have on the white side of town. You have some manners on the black side.
they going to keep crime down in the black community and at the same time not be tough and rough? Well, they do it the same way they do it on the white side. And they keep the crime down without being rough and tough. How do you have the same department that keep crime down on one side of town without beating folk to death? But you can't do it on the other side of town unless you feel that you can get away with it there. I can't speak for everybody in Memphis. I can't speak for everybody gathering. But for me, I believe that that man had been white, you wouldn't have beat him like that. We're asking to be treated equal and to be treated fair. And just like they marched and boycotted and went to jail for 9 years from the 55 Montgomery bus boycott to the 64 Civil Rights Act, we're going to pay the same dues to get this George Floyd justice and police back. Reverend, how long? I don't know how long. They didn't know how long it would be when they boycotted in the 50s. It's not about a timetable. It's that we cannot continue to live under these double standards and under these conditions. We don't care how long, but I can tell you one thing. Those of you that keep voting against that bill, we're going to vote against you. We got more numbers than the police. I believe that God will do for us what we'll do for ourselves. And even in the pit, Joseph never lost his faith. Joseph could have gave up. Joseph could have gave out, but in the pit, he still believed in the God of his father. And even as I stand over the casket of this innocent young boy, this young man, 39 years old, with a 4-year-old son that his mother and father and his siblings have to raise. I believe that God will take him, Tyre, out of that pit and use him as a symbol for justice all over this country. I believe that ladies on board will know about Tyre Nichols because we won't let his memory die. We're going to change this country because we refuse to keep living under the threat of the cops and the robbers. What touched me, I was raised by a single mother. Daddy left when I was 10. Mama raised my sister now on welfare and food stamps. Touched me when I heard him calling for his mother. Just like George Floyd calling for his mother. Some of you have to be a black man. And the only thing between you and disaster was your mother. To understand what calling for your mother. Somewhere deep in my heart, I understood Tyre. But the only thing that kept the kids from laughing at my banana sandwiches in school, because she couldn't afford enough to put meat there, but Mama would make it all right for me. And he knew if he could just get Mama, but then he would quit beating her, quit stopping her. All he wanted to do was get home. Now home, Reverend Jamal Bryant, home home is not just a place. Home is not just a physical location. Home is where you are at peace. Home is where you don't have to keep your boots up. Home is where you're not vulnerable. Home is where everything is all right. He said, all I want to do is get home. I come to Memphis to say the reason I keep going is all I'm trying to do is get home. I want to get where they can't treat me with a understand. I'm trying to get home. I want to get where they can't call me names no more. I want to get home. I want to get where they can't shoot ask questions later. I'm trying to get home. Every black in America stands up every day trying to get home.
Say that!
Last night, we went to Mason's home. Church of God in Christ. And the Wells family and Tyre's sisters and brothers stood there where Martin Luther King gave his last speech. They didn't know that night it was his speech for the last time. I was told by those that worked with King that raised me. And I've encountered it with Mrs. King. I work very closely with Martin III. We're going back to Washington August 26th. During his father's March 60th anniversary, we're going to deal with Tyre and the rest of the people. And they were told me that day, April 3rd, 1968, it was raining, it stormed. Dr. King said he didn't even feel like going to the rally. He had come to Memphis a week before to lead a march for the sanitation. And some provocateurs got at the end of the march. You know there's still some around now.
Come on.
That's blacker than anybody else. That's more active than anybody else. That's more street than anybody else. They started a riot at the end of the march. And the press said, oh, Dr. King's day is over. Nonviolence is dead. So he came back to prove that he could march. If it wasn't for so-called militants, Dr. King would have never faced anything. That's why all of these people talking bad that you and I don't know, don't have no background on. Be careful of who jumps in movement.
Teach.
Because they set serious folk up. Dr. King came back and that day was raining. And he said to Dr. Ralph Abernathy, Ralph, you go speak. I don't feel like going tonight. And they went on to the church. And when they got there, the church was full in a storm. Dr. Abernathy went into the payphone and he called back to the Lorraine Motel, a black-owned motel, who told him to put his call through the room 306. Dr. King picked up the phone. He said, Martin, you need to come. There are thousands here. They didn't come to see me. Dr. King got in the car by himself and rode over to Mason Temple, and he started speaking that night, and something came over him.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did, Reverend.
He said that I don't fear any man.
Yes.
He said God has allowed me to go to the mountains, and I've seen the promised land. And that's the last speech he gave right here in Memphis when he went to the mountaintop. I believe when he looked over, he could see a Barack Obama become president. I believe when he went to the mountaintop, he could look over and see a Kamalla Harris sitting as vice president. I believe when he looked over from the mountaintop, he saw black police chiefs. He didn't expect you to disgrace him. He expected you to bring us on to the promised land. That's why I'm still marching. Yes, I got books out. Yes, I got a TV show. Don't stop until you get to the top. Many years ago, there was a young boy killed at a boot camp in Florida. Those in charge killed this boy. There was a young lawyer that called me in New York and asked me to come and stand with the students in Tallahassee, Florida. And I went down and we led some marches. After that, a couple of years later, came to see me with a man. I just started Politics Nation then, and he wanted me to meet this man. This man sat in my office and told me that a wannabe security guard that killed his son. I'd not heard of the case. But the man started crying, telling me about his son, Trayvon Martin. And as I looked at his tears and looked at this lawyer, I thought about how I never saw my father cry for me. And I said, if I can help, I'll help. And we started the Trayvon Martin movement. We called a national march. I got some of the radio announcers that helped us. And we put 10,000 people in that little town in Florida. The morning of that march, my mother died. They thought I would not come. And I started to turn around. And I said, no, my mother would have wanted me to stand up for Trayvon. And that lawyer and I have been promised, shoulder ever since. He's known now all over the world as the Attorney General for Black America.
Yeah.
Why? Because he'll fight for us and others now. Oh, they're going to call your name, they're going to always give you another name. But the only way you know you will make any headway is if you have opposition.
All right.
Only time I get up concerned is when everybody's on my side.
Yeah.
When y'all start calling their names, it gives me extra exercise in the morning. Because I know that people don't react unless you act. You can't react to this if you don't have some react to this. I bring you to give us our call to action. The Attorney General of Black America, Attorney Benjamin Crump.
The human being. And when we watch, we don't see the Memphis Police Department Scorpion Unit extend 1 ounce of humanity during that 1 hour and 7-minute video. Ask your neighbor, why couldn't they see the humanity in Tyre? Turn to your neighbor and ask them that. Why couldn't they see the humanity in Tyre? For his mama. Turn to your neighbor again and ask them, why couldn't they see the humanity in Tyre? And then finally for his son, turn to your neighbor and ask, why couldn't they see the humanity in Tyre? Because we have to make sure they see us as human beings. And once we acknowledge that we're human beings worthy of respect and justice, then we have the God-given right to say, I am a human being and I deserve justice. Not just any justice, Rodney, Jamal, Michael, Kiana, to all his family, grandma, his son. I know we can't bring Tyre back, but in this call to action, we establish his legacy. And let's never let them forget Memphis, because his legacy will be one of equal justice. It will be the blueprint going forward, because we have to remember that in less than 20 days, when it was 5 black police officers captured on a video engaging in excessive use of force, when they were committing crimes on video, that they were terminated, they were arrested, and they were charged. And the police chief, Davis, and I have respect for her saying this, the police chief said that it was important that the community see us take swift action. They said it was important that we move swiftly towards justice. Well, when Laquan McDonald was killed in Chicago and by white police officers, it's important that the community see swift justice too. When Officer Sellers was killed in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, it's important that the community see swift justice too. When Stephon Clark was killed in Sacramento, California,
Call the roll.
it's important that the community see swift justice too. When Eric Garner was killed in Staten Island, New York, it's important that the community see swift justice too.
Talk, Crump.
When Pamela Turner was killed in Houston, Texas, it's important that the community see swift justice too. When E.J. Bradford was killed on Thanksgiving night in Birmingham, Alabama, it's important that the community see swift justice too. When Terrence Crump was a black man running down having car trouble in the broad daylight in Tulsa, Oklahoma, walking away with his hands up, and they shot him in the back on video.
Shame.
It was important that the community see swift justice too on that. When Botham Jones eating ice cream in his own apartment, police woman come in, shoot and kill him, say, I thought it was my apartment, and said self-defense in her position. It was a need to have swift justice too. And so no more can they ever tell us, when we have evidence on video of them brutalizing us, that it's going to take 6 years, that it's going to take a month, that it's going to take 3 years like Laquan McDonald. No. 20 days. We're going to start counting. We can count to 20. And every time we kill one of us on video, we're going to say the legacy of Tyre Nichols is that we have equal justice swiftly. And so, I did not acknowledge a sister who also deserves swift justice, and that is Breonna Taylor, who mother Tamika Palmer is here. And many of you may have heard about this coincidence.
Birthdays.
That Breonna Taylor and Tyre Nichols were born on the same day and the same year, June 5th, 1993. So I want to acknowledge Tamika Palmer, and I know you said it brought back so many memories and pain when you found out it was the same birthday. So if you would stand, Tamika Palmer, let us at least acknowledge Breonna Taylor's brother.
acknowledge some of our faith leaders and our faith leaders activists that have come all the way. First of all, a man who interprets the intelligentsia of our time, the Socrates of this generation, Dr. Michael Eric Dyson. The pastor of New Birth Baptist Church of Atlanta, Georgia, Reverend Jamal Bryant is in the house. I'm sorry, Reverend Jamal Harris is Bryant. Reverend John Gray from Greenville, South Carolina. I must acknowledge two members of the board of National Action Network, outstanding clergymen, the pastor of Mount Pisgah Baptist Church in Harlem, and the head of Impact and a member of the national board. Stand up. I'm trying to see where he's sitting.
He's over here.
Okay, there he is. Reverend Johnny, stand up, brother. Johnny Green, Johnny L. Green. And pastor of New Hope Baptist Church in Elizabeth, New Jersey, member of our board, head of Mantech, the Reverend Stephanie Bob. I want to thank our staff that worked with Reverend Turner and his staff. I want to thank all of the staff of our brother attorney, Ben Crump, the hard-working staff, certainly Reverend Les Toon of my staff, who really worked hard, and Reverend Dr. Wayne, Doctor, don't go there. Reverend Stephen Marshall, who travels with me, and so many Reverend Nelson Rivers of NAN staff has been on this all week, and then probably the preeminent media expert in the country, Rachel Norton. And Damon Bynum, this is the little boy. I got to say this to everybody so I don't get thrown off the plane and the family together. Let me ask you all, as this family stands here, I want to say this publicly without said to the mother and father privately, that we'll be with them when the cameras are gone. We'll be with them when there's no longer a story. The Florida family and Mother Eric Garland, when called them to tell you, it doesn't matter to me how long I'm in the family now. I might show up for Christmas, look for my gift under the tree. Because we're wedded in this struggle together. And I want y'all to treat us like family, and we want y'all to be like, if you're not going to stick with it, don't be jumping up in front of the camera for it. They didn't see four of Tyre's best friends on TV that they didn't even know was his best friend. People hallucinating they knew Tyre. When you know something about Tyre, you know you just getting a cameo. That is wrong. Let us support this family and stand with this family. Mama wants to build a skating rink, and then we gonna do that. But we also want to get some justice for Mama and for Daddy. Tyre was the kind of man who would come home and lunch with his daddy, stepdaddy, and they'd have dinner at night raising. This was a good man that didn't deserve this. And nobody deserves it, but he especially didn't deserve it. And to give you some of what he was about, we're going to hear from some of the members of his family. We're going to start with Kiana. Kiana, wait a minute, before you speak, I didn't give Kareem. Nobody worked harder than Kareem. We call Kareem like he was on my payroll. But we love Kareem. We're going to have Kiana and LaToya speak on behalf of their brother. These are two of the sisters of Tyre.